Hey y'all, this is Coach Booth, aka Craig Booth, and I guess about 5 years ago, I was able to write this book called My Life, My Stories, My Point of View. It was a reflections book, a bunch of stories about my life. Had an opportunity to focus on the influential things in my life, and as you can see, even on its cover, as well as the back, I'm holding a basketball. And the basketball has been such an important part, such an influential part of my life. And it is something that a lot of people who have read my book said that I did not go deep enough. I did not share my basketball life. I did touch on it. I talked a little bit about my high school, my college, my introduction to the sport. But I've been so many places and I had so many opportunities to experience basketball because it is truly a gift from God that I have nurtured and I have used to get me through life. But I wanted to share my experiences as well as the people that I've come across throughout my 50 years in basketball and allowing them to also share some of their thoughts and processes as well. And there's some good stories, and there's a lot of things in this book that is going to talk about not only things that I've seen or things that I've experienced, but also some pointers and tips because my basketball career is not just as a player, but it's also as a coach and it's also as a businessman and believe it or not, as a referee. And I've spent 20 plus years in each one of those disciplines doing something. And of course, as a player, maybe a little longer. So I think that I can share experiences from the common folk, the common person, not the Michael Jordans and the Magic Johnsons and the Kobe's and the LeBrons, but from the average guy, the average dude, average female that just goes out and hoops and experiences hoops and allow this hoop to do what it do. So in the book, what I'm attempting to do is to tell stories, but also to educate some of my philosophies about basketball coaching, about basketball refereeing, and as also basketball player and developing. So there's some education in there. There's also going to be, opinions and thoughts from others, not just from me. So I'm excited about that. I got coaches, I got players that play the NBA, players play college, players that just play the streets. Having some input into this book that I've had an opportunity to talk to, or even just through memory and stories, just to kind of capture. So what I wanted to do is start dropping a little bit of knowledge about the book. You know how they do excerpts. Well, my excerpts are going to be these little short videos and to really just introduce people to ball, side, middle. That's the name of the book, Ball, Side, Middle. It is a collection of memories and stories from a kid from Brooklyn, just like myself, who happened to be in love and gifted with the greatest sport ever. I call it God's sport, the sport of basketball. And started this journey at the age of 7, and at 57 now, am going to share, share, kind of what life has given me in this basketball. And to not have ever played one game in the NBA, but I would say I had some of the same joys and excitement of being a part of this game as NBA players. And a lot of regular amateur guys would tell you the same, that this game, this ball, means so much. So when we talk about ball, I'm going to be talking about the godly gift of the ball and what that ball did to save my life and probably saved others and what it means to us. When I talk about the side, I'm going to be talking about all the people around me, in front of me, on the side of me, in the back of me, that basically was a part of the journey. They took the ride with me, whether they came into my life for a moment or came out, but the side is all of those things around me that was involved. And then the middle is the core. It's, in my opinion, the spiritual gift that's within that allows you to succeed and drive and leverage everything that you've learned in this sport of basketball to be able to persevere, deal with adversity, be successful, survive and thrive, as well as pick yourself up and get back moving. So that's kind of the themes of the book, but we're going to be getting into different points. So as I begin to write different chapters, I've already written some. I'm going to have these little quick excerpts, these quick videos, just to tell you a little bit about that chapter and what's driving that chapter. And my goal is to have the book completed by the summer and published and printed before we get to Labor Day. I've done this before, so I know how to do it better now than I did before. But I hope that you enjoyed the forthcoming book, Ball, Side, Middle. This is your boy, Coach Booth.